Hey everybody, I am David and I am the founder of Somoloco. So happy that you guys are all here to learn about what we do. And I'm here to literally answer anything you want. And I'm joined here by Laura Hanau, who's our community manager and one of our dancers from Medellin, Colombia. So Laura, you just want to say hello really quick?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. How are you tonight, today, this afternoon? I'm Laura, like David said. I'm the community manager and also teacher from Somoloco. I've been dancing with they like for 5 years almost. I hope you really enjoy this space. This is this space with David. You can hear everything about the program and this really beautiful experience. And whatever you need. I'm here looking everything in the chat and helping to David to give the meeting.
Wonderful, Laura. Thank you so much. Laura is such a core part of our team. I think you'd already tell the vibe of the people that work with us. It's a big part of why I started Somoloco, and I'll just start very briefly about like what the hell is Somoloco and why does it even exist. So I went to Medellin, Colombia in 2016, 10 years ago, after really getting the spark of salsa in Boston, where I was living. And I was a health tech founder. I spun out an MIT research project. I was very passionate about healthcare and helping people. But it wasn't really the most creatively expressive experience, let's put it that way. And dancing salsa was just something that once I did it, I was like, oh my God, I want more of this. I want this joy. I want this flavor. And I got to finally deep dive in that in a place where I wanted to really embody it and make it part of who I was, and that was in Medellin, Colombia. I spent what was supposed to be a month and spending 3 years in Medellin, and the first 5 months dancing full time and basically creating my own experience to learn how to dance salsa and then various other dances like bachata and other dances, not only learn the technique, but also embody it and feel it. And I think such a big part of what we try to do is help people experience the true feeling of salsa and other Latin dances, which for me, salsa is all about joy and flavor and affection. And bachata has its own characteristics too, whether it's Central or Dominican, also different characteristics. But each dance has some essence that is quite beautiful. And we allow people, the opportunity to really deep dive into it in a really fun way. And that's really the spirit of it. And the trip is really modeled off of what I did for myself over a decade ago. And now we've been doing it for a long time. And thankfully, it's going well. And we continue. So, with that, I think we're going to get started here. Just going to keep on letting people in. Hello, KL. Um, so, if you have questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Also, Christopher, I see you're raising your hand. I don't know if you quickly have a question there.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. I have a very specific question. I mean, I'm already sold. My only issue is when it comes to timing. Like I have like a 5 day block. I'll be in Medellin, and I still don't know whether or not I haven't seen it on the schedule, whether or not I can be accommodated, and whether or not if you don't have a designated class during the time I'm in Medellin, whether or not you can connect me with someone who does like one-on-one immersion or something like that, because I really want to get this in while I'm down there.
Yeah, of course. So we we allow people, we accept people year round on a rolling basis. So we have dates published on our website. Those are group immersion dates that you're going to be joined by people from all over the world who are going to have the same experience as you at the same time.
Hmm.
And you can come outside of those dates whenever you want and have the immersion. So you're welcome to do that. You just let us know. The pricing is the same unless you come for 1 week only, and then there's a small added fee because we're going to customize the whole thing just for you.
Yeah.
But outside of that, yeah, you can literally just let us know when you want to come, and we'll make it happen.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Um,
What is there a point of contact, someone to whom I should contact directly? Because
Yeah, so yeah, I mean any channel that you message us, we're gonna reply to you and you'll
okay.
find the right person. But Lauda, if you can put in the chat um, the email address, you could just put info@somoloco.com in the chat. That email we will get. It's not a generic email. We're not a big corporate company where info at goes nowhere. We're there's a real human. His name's Nelson. He's going to read it
Okay.
and he's going to help answer any questions you have beyond what we're doing today, as well as
Okay.
help book you.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, my pleasure. Um, all right. So don't worry, everyone who sent questions, by the way, when you registered, I'm going to get to all of them. I will stay on this call as long as it takes. I don't think it will take more than 30 minutes, but let's see. And keep on putting the chat. So I'll do the chat one first, really quick. How does the airport pickup work when people are arriving at different times? Um, the whole program is personalized. So you can come whenever you want and we're going to pick you up. We don't wait for everyone to come and have a bus. That's not the vibe. The vibe is we're going to pick you up whenever you come. It could be at 3 in the morning, it could be 5 p.m., it could be at any time. So you don't have to worry about that at all. And not this question didn't ask that, but that's true of the dancing as well. Everything is one-on-one instruction focused. So we handle everybody from every style and every level because of that, because we work with a great team that's able to match you where you're at. If I'm already staying somewhere in the city, may I still participate? Christopher, yes. Yeah, if you want to come on an immersion and you have your own place,
Okay.
we can make that work for you.
Okay.
It's not ideal for a couple reasons. Number one, in the group immersion, which is not what you were asking about. You're going to come choosing your own dates, so it's a little different for you. But if you come for a group immersion, the whole social experience of everybody staying in the same accommodation is why it makes sense to stay there. And also all the transport. We take care of all local transport in Medellin, Colombia. If we're talking about Medellin, we take care of all local transport for all the activities, and it's to and from our accommodation. If you come for a group immersion and you don't stay with us, we're still going to do it
Right.
from the accommodation. It'll be your
Right.
responsibility to get there. But
Right.
that's a kind of a fringe case.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Let me go to the uh okay, Marisol. I was about to go to the questions that were from registrations, but Marisol got one in, so let's do that one. I registered for the 8/16 1 week session. I'm wondering how to dress or what to bring. Um, I'm assuming this is for Medellin. Is that right, Marisol? You just put a
Yes, that's
okay,
correct. Yes.
wonderful. Okay. Yeah, so Medellin is called the city of eternal springtime for a reason. The weather is pretty consistent, upper 70s Fahrenheit, low 80s Fahrenheit. Um, I'd say it's a casual experience with us. We're not like a dressy crew, so you don't need to feel obligated to like dress in high heels and dresses and all those things. Um, you want to feel comfortable. You want to have good dance shoes because you'll be dancing a lot. In our welcome pack, we have a link to some recommended shoes from Fuego Dance Company that we think are great, very functional. The dance classes are, you're going to sweat. So I love comfy too. And that's important because you're going to be dancing a lot. So the dance class is super casual vibes. You should just, wear light, breathable, airy clothing. Like think about like you're going to workout class, like that's super good. When you're going to go out at night, yeah, maybe you want to dress up a little bit, and that's totally up to you. I mean, like the vibe here is whatever makes you feel happy, sexy, fun, whatever feelings you want to feel, just wear that, right? Like it's a super accepting crew, super fun-loving crew. No one's gonna no one's gonna judge you at all. No one's gonna think twice about what you wear. Just like go have fun with it. It's vacation times for you guys, so I wouldn't stress about fitting in or anything like that. It's super easygoing. Um, all right. Let's go to the questions from registration. So we had Adrian, where can I find all the details such as dates, costs, etc.? Um, so on our website, we have immersions, and in that list, we have the style and the cities. We have Salsa Medellin, Salsa Mexico City, or Bachata Barcelona. Each one of those listings is where you could find all the details about each immersion. So the prices are going to be different depending on the city. And obviously, the style that we're choosing is the style that immersion is themed on. But all that is there. Laura can throw a link at least to the general immersion page, which just has an overview, but you're going to have to specify which city to get the specific information. So Laura can just put in the chat the general immersion page, which is somoloco.com/immersion. And that's just the general page for all the trips. But if you want specifics, just go to the menu on the top of the website. Um, okay, seeing a couple chat ones here. What does a typical day's agenda? Um, so Monday through Friday is when we do the private dance classes, and that's private one-on-one with one teacher for an hour and a half, and then another teacher for another hour and a half just after. So that's 3 hours total of one-on-one classes, and that's going to happen typically 9 to 12 or 1 to 4. We always let people give us their preference. So you may have your classes from 9 to 12. You may have your class 1 to 4. This is in Medellin in particular, but similar in other cities as well. And the other half of the day tends to be free unless we schedule something. So, for example, lunch with the teachers is going to be something's going to happen on one of the days, right? Musicality class is going to happen on one of the days. So it's in that half day where you don't have the private classes. Also, just to note, the private classes are in a shared studio space, so it's a really fun social vibe, right? Everyone gets to dance together and fail together and do well together and all such things. So um, at night is when there's other activities, and again, that doesn't happen every night, but it happens certain nights. So the welcome dinner is on the first Monday night. Um, we have a cultural experience depending on the city, like let's say Medellin, to go to a local bolero bar and have amazing artisan pizza and listen to vinyl records, and that's on a Wednesday night. Social dancing nights sometimes happen on Thursdays, sometimes happen on Fridays, sometimes happen on Saturdays. We actually adapt our program as months go by because the dance scene changes. We're not a static program by any means, so it will happen 2 nights a week, and it typically happens midweek and the end of the week, the social dancing with the teachers. Um, Otherwise, when we don't program things and it's semi-structured on purpose, you're not allowed. We want you to do other stuff. And that other stuff could be with your fellow participants, could be doing your own thing. You could buy add-ons like private Spanish classes or private yoga classes or buy more classes from us, dance classes, I should say. Or you could just take time off. You can relax. You can get a massage. You can go do some tourism. So we really try to enable and allow people to have extra space to do other things and not just do program activities with us all the time. Um, there is a sample agenda, by the way, on every immersion page that kind of lays out a typical week. So you could always look at the website and look on each immersion page for reference. The final schedules come out 1 to 2 weeks before your immersion. And again, that's because the dance scene is dynamic and we want to make sure that everything is the way it needs to be. So we'll send out the final schedule 1 to 2 weeks before your immersion. Okay. Next one from Nala. Is accommodation based on shared? If so, what is the fee for solo? Um, every accommodation is solo, and the pricing is solo, except for Barcelona. Barcelona is a two-bedroom apartment as the default. And I actually don't know the pricing off the top of my head, but if you go on the Barcelona page for both the salsa and the bachata immersions, you'll see the pricing if you want to add on. And we can get back to you now about that if you're interested in Barcelona. Medellin is a studio apartment, all for you. Mexico City is a hotel room, all for you. Cali, Colombia is a hotel room, all for you. So it's really just Barcelona is a little bit different of a setup, which is a two-bedroom apartment. But of course, you have your own room in that apartment.
Can I
Um,
just ask a quick follow-up, David, on that one?
yes. Yep,
If I'm
for sure.
arriving earlier and technically the program doesn't start till Monday, can I
Mhm.
stay at the accommodation so I'm not bouncing around for a couple of days? Or would you like, will you
Yeah.
put me, like, I know I probably have to arrange that myself, right? But can you put me in
No, we
contact?
will. No, we will. We do an extra night stay, so we have a relationship with the accommodations in Medellin and Cali um and Mexico City, where you can just tell us you want to stay 2 nights before, 2 nights after, and we'll do it for you, right?
Okay.
You'll pay us and we'll organize it. Barcelona's a little bit different. It's a little bit different setup with the apartments.
Okay.
So you would just let us know and we can tell you what's possible for Barcelona. But definitely for Medellin, Cali, and Mexico City, just let us know how many nights and which nights, and we'll get you the price and we'll book it.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Um, okay, here we go. Rob, do you need to choose the dance style at time of booking, or do we learn more than one or multiple styles? So we do host group immersions based on a style, but the style is the category, meaning you're going to come for a salsa immersion, which means you're going to be dancing salsa and the group's there for salsa. Or you're going to come for a bachata immersion, which means the group's there for bachata and the group's going to be dancing bachata. But the sub style within that, you could let us know later, but just remember, we match teachers based on what you tell us. So it's kind of complicated if you get to Medellin or get to Mexico City and all of a sudden you want to change your styles. Um, so it's better to choose the style ahead of time. If you're a beginner, there's more flexibility because we have teachers that can dance and teach many styles. And I'm assuming that's probably, who you would be if you would be asking that question. Usually advanced dancers are quite specific about the style they want. If you want to dance multiple styles, the answer is you can, but the most benefit you'll get out of the learning is to focus on one style the whole time. I mean, there's just no shortage of continuous practice and teaching and learning of one style without stopping going and trying to change your brain for a different style. Um, Particularly if you're only coming for a week. We host people for 1 to 4 weeks. If you were coming for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, totally different scenario. You could spend a week on salsa on one and then week two on Cuban salsa and then maybe even week three on bachata. Okay, that's a little different. If you only come for 1 week and you're a beginner, highly suggest sticking to one style. And if you want to do classes of other styles, you could just add on classes to the immersion. And some people do that. Some people are like, you know what? I could do more. I want to do more. Right. You could add on classes or do 2, 3, or 4 weeks. Those are the ways to add in more styles into the immersion. Um, okay. Going to the registration questions again. Leslie asked, do you also offer New York or LA styles of salsa? Yeah, of course. We offer all styles of salsa. So just because we host in Colombia doesn't mean it's Colombian style or Cali style. In fact, there's amazing on one, on two Cuban style dancing and teachers in Medellin, Colombia. It's an incredible dance city. And that's also true of all the other places that we dance in. We are there because they are salsa capitals in their own right. And there's a dance scene that's able to also meet you on the dance floor socially as well. So you can choose on one, you could choose on two, you could choose Mambo on two, sorry, on one, New York style on two, Cuban style, Timba, Casino. You can do Salsa Caleña. You could do other um, variants, just letting people into the room. You can focus on Pachanga, for example. You can focus on Boogaloo if you want to, right? We handle all of it. The only thing we need is just you guys to let us know when you book in the intake form that we'll send out your experience level, your goals, your what type of style that you want to dance. Based on that information you tell us after you book in the registration form, we will match the teachers accordingly. So everything is really customized to you. I want to really stress that. Um, Rob, do you need to? Oh, let me just get that down here. Rob, do you need to choose the dance style? Wait, oh, you already did that one. Okay. Marisol, here we go. Someone will contact me before the immersion to go over details, sort of a pre-meet and greet. Um, in email, yes. In email, you will get all the information. So when you book, we will send you a confirmation with a welcome pack that has lays out the whole, all the things with the immersion and how you're getting picked up from the airport and how to get a SIM card if you want a SIM card and all the recommendations of things outside of the dancing. And it's a whole thing. Um, maybe Lauda, maybe we can share in the chat just a sample, just one of the welcome packs. It could be Medellin Salsa welcome pack, but just so you guys see an example of what that is. So once you book, we send the welcome pack, we send an intake form to get all the information, answer any questions from you that you still have. And then we are in touch again 1 to 2 weeks before the immersion with an introduction to trip leader. The trip leader is someone on our team whose whole responsibility is to make sure you have a great experience. They're one of the dancers too. So they're there 24/7 for whatever you need, whether it's, hey, I want to find a place to, eat vegan lunch today, or hey, I want to go dancing again tonight. Like, where else can I go? Or hey, like I want to book, some add-ons. Like, can you help me do that? They're there for you, and they've done. Our trip leaders are amazing people. Like Miguel in Medellin, for example, someone got sick and he went and got her chocolates and came and hung out with her in her room. Like it's that level, and that's what people really love about Somoloco, I think, is, we're just like a very just caring group that wants you guys to have a great experience. Like that's really why we're doing this. Okay, Nala, how safe is the area to walk around when not in programs or doing group activities, specifically being a woman? I'm still assuming you're talking about Medellin. Obviously, every city is gonna, be different, but where we operate is totally safe. We wouldn't be operating in the areas that we would if it wasn't. We've been working there for several years. The accommodation has 24/7 security. People walk to the dance studio without any problems. It's in the best neighborhood in the city, but it's also not like the crazy touristy area, which is actually a benefit because it doesn't concentrate attention. Like it's really in a relaxed, spacious part of Medellin. And then the part that you would be going out with us. Obviously, you're with us, and we take you to the best places, and it's totally cool. Just like any city, there's certain neighborhoods in the city that you probably wouldn't want to go to as a solo woman or even as a solo male, just walking around at night. And that's why we have a trip leader for you to consult with if you ever had any questions about like, hey, I want to go do X. Is that cool? And they'll be like, yeah, that's cool. They'll be like, nah, I wouldn't do that, right? Or hey, why don't you go with with someone else, right? So you always have our trip leader as a resource, and not just a trip leader. Frankly, all of our teachers, like Lauda and everyone else, are just super like part of a family vibe that you will experience with us. So you don't feel alone. You always feel part of something with us, and that's really important for you to really feel comfortable. Um, Okay, going to the chat again. Next one. Can't make the briefing, but would like to the replay. Okay. Well, I didn't need to announce that to all of you. There we go. Great. They're looking forward to coming along. That was Denise. Thank you, Denise. Edwin, is there socials every night, or is it mostly on the weekend? So in all the cities that we operate, there are socials pretty much every night. Maybe not on Monday. Um, but depending on the style, yeah. And the 2 nights that you're going to be dancing with the whole crew together, and including with our teachers, that's going to be 2 nights a week. And that's typically midweek and end of week. The rest of the time, we will give you all the socials that are happening, and you should totally go. And obviously, if you join a group immersion, there's going to be a bunch of other people who are going to have energy to dance more. So yeah, naturally, you could be dancing more than just the 2 nights with our teachers. Um, all right, and let's go to the next one. Okay, I've danced a lot in Cuba, style rumba, etc., etc. Which trip would suit me better, Colombia or Mexico City or Barcelona? Can I come solo? What's the age range of your clients, please? My partner not dancing like me. Um, well, I think I understood most of that question, besides the last part. Okay, Cuban style. Uh, like I said before, every place that we operate has amazing dancers and great dance opportunities for all styles of salsa. Of those three cities, Mexico City and Barcelona has a really strong Cuban salsa social culture. So for like a large scene with the most amount of action, Mexico City and Barcelona are the top for that. Medellin has wonderful Cuban salsa. One of our favorite bars where we go dance is a great Cuban salsa bar, and obviously our teachers are amazing at it, and it's a more intimate vibe. So that's obviously true of Medellin in general. It's a city of 2 million people versus Mexico City is 20 million, and Barcelona is also a bigger city. So it kind of is just more about pick your poison about the cultural experience you want. But from a dance perspective, we don't go anywhere where the quality of our teachers and the dancing isn't super high. So you really can't go wrong from that perspective. But of course, there are differences, between scenes. So that's what I could say about Cuban salsa. Can't make the wrong decision there. Um, can you come solo? I think we say this at nauseam on our website, but I love repeating it. 90% of the people who come on our immersions come solo. It's super well made for people just to come and have a great experience and feel part of something with us. You don't need a partner because, again, the teaching is all one-on-one, and then you're joined by a group of people who, generally speaking, are coming solo as well. So you're in good hands. You definitely can come solo. That's mostly who comes anyway. Um, Let's see. What's the age range of your clients? It's super diverse. Super diverse. We really could never predict exactly the ages of people who come, but I would say it's everywhere from 30s to 60s. We've got people under 30, of course. We get people over 60, of course. But I'd say like the big bulk of the participants tends to be in that range. I know it's pretty broad, but that is what it is. The real thing is that people come, to enjoy themselves, to dance, to connect, to kind of let go and just enjoy the experience and really deep dive into these beautiful art forms in the culture. Um, okay, my Spanish is rusty. Is there an opportunity to combine dance with Spanish immersion class? That's from Myrna. Yes, absolutely. One of our most popular add-ons is Spanish classes. It's private one-on-one classes with some of our favorite instructors in Medellin. Again, it's been a part of our program for many years. People love it. It's typically an hour and a half a day, Monday through Friday, one-on-one in the cafe co-working of the accommodation. That's for Medellin, similar in other cities like Mexico City. Um, and you could even continue the Spanish classes after with our virtual Spanish offering. You could even start the virtual Spanish classes with us before um, the immersion. Laura, if you can uh, put the link to our Spanish add-on, folks can take a look at that in the chat. Um, the other thing I'll note about language, all of our teachers, our trip leader, everybody speaks English. The people that are your teachers and our trip leader. If you want classes in Spanish, you can totally tell us that. And that's something in the intake form we say, like, hey, our teachers are going to speak English, but if you want in Spanish, we could do that because, of course, some people want to practice their Spanish and it's part of the immersion for them. So you just let us know. But our teachers are bilingual and will speak English to you as a default. Um, okay. Aurelia, are there differences in programming or format between the Salsa and Bachata weeks? Uh, no, the programming and format is the same between those weeks, except obviously one you're dancing salsa, another one you're dancing bachata, and you're going to go out social dancing for the style of choice, and the musicality class is going to be, for salsa or bachata. But everything else, like the welcome dinner and the lunch with the teachers and the cultural experiences, are all going to be the same, whether you pick salsa or bachata. Obviously, if you're with us for more than 1 week, if you're with us for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or you're an alum and you come back for a trip, we will diversify the experiences you have or the musicality class. And obviously, the private classes are going to be different. So you don't have a repeat of the same thing each time. And that's why we have alum that, keep on coming back. And we're actually going to Cali, Colombia on Sunday with 20 of our alum, which is going to be really fun. Okay, we are a couple. This is Sheila. We are a couple and we would like to continue our dance journey together. Can we take the individual lessons together? Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couples package, which is the exact same program, except you share teachers together and you, of course, share the accommodation. And it ends up being a more affordable rate for each one of you by doing it that way. FYI, we also offer that to friends. If friends want to share the accommodation and share teachers, they could totally do that. And it's, makes it a little bit more affordable for them. At the same time, we've also had couples who come and want to have their separate teachers. And we have a special rate if people want to do it that way, by having their own teachers as a couple versus sharing teachers. Um, okay. And then Katrin. Hey, Katrin. Will I always be working with the same teacher or with different teachers? Okay. So that first part of your question, because I see there's more there. Um, You'll be working with two teachers for the entirety of the immersion. Obviously, if you had specific requests, we could try to accommodate it. But the real spirit of it is we're going to place people that are going to be dedicated to you for the entire time of the immersion and making sure you have a great experience. And they're matched to you based on what you tell us in the intake form. It's one lead, one follows. There's usually one male, one female, who's going to be with you the entire time. That's on purpose. We think it's really effective for dancers to get both perspectives from both a lead and a follow, whether you are a lead or a follow. They give you different facets of insights on your dancing. So they will be your teachers the entire time. And, let's say you're with us for 3 weeks and you said, hey, I want to do, salsa on one for the first week, and then I want to do central bachata for week 2 and 3. Very likely we're going to have different teachers for you, right? So that's how that would work. The other parts of your question, for the free time in between or after classes, is there and this is where my screen's getting blocked off here. Oh, here we go. For the free time in between or after classes, is there a nice pool in the neighborhood that I can spend time at? Uh, well, it depends which city you go to on the pool. In Cali, there's a pool in the hotel. In Mexico City, there is not a pool, but there's a pool option nearby that we can send to you. Medellin, Colombia, also no pool. We could send you an option. And Barcelona, no pool. We'd have to send you an option for that as well. But there are options. We've had people request that, and it's actually quite easy and accessible. Is it possible to sign up for 1 week and then the second week optional if I feel this is a great program for me? Um, so you can do that. The challenge is that if you come on a trip for 1 week and then you want to extend for the second week, we can't guarantee the accommodation. We can't guarantee the same teacher's availability, um, because we obviously book things ahead of time. So, I think it's pretty categorical that people who come on our trips always say, "Hey, I wish I was there for 2 weeks or more." Um, but obviously, you want to feel comfortable with your choice. Um, Again, you can choose it when you're there, but we can't make those guarantees. The other thing I'll share is that we have a multi-week discount. So if you purchase 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks ahead of time, you get the discount. But if you do it on site, that's not something that um, is available anymore. So, obviously it's a personal choice. And that's how we do it. Okay. Well, I just got through all the questions. Yay. Yay for me. Um, uh, I'm happy to answer any other questions here um, while they come in. And we have PD. PD came late to the meeting. I'm unable to book. Tried, got interrupted, went back, finished, couldn't, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is there a chat while registering with someone to assist me? Um, yeah, PD, if you can shoot us an email, Laura can just post the email address one more time for you. Just shoot us an email with the immersion, the dates, just anything there. And Nelson will get back to you tomorrow. Sorry about it if you had any complications on our site. Um,
David, oh,
yes, no, and if you have questions, if you want to just say it, I mean, actually just do the raise hand feature if you could see that on the
I can't find it on the I know where the icon is
it's
on the
all good.
bottom.
Also, people could just chat in there, but go for it, Nala. Go
I
for
was
it.
just gonna ask for, oh, my brain just blipped. Oh my God. See, I had right on the tip of my tongue and now I lost it. It'll come back. I'm sorry.
All good. All good.
Oh, yes, I came back. For the
Okay.
registration.
Yes.
So this is Medellin's October, like mid-October, but
Mhm.
it's non-refundable, the deposit. So like, is there a cap for the class sizes or can we, like, I want to come, I just don't want to, like, if anything comes up between now and October, like, obviously, I mean, what do you recommend in terms of advance payment for the deposit to
Yeah, I mean,
guarantee?
we also need time to set up the immersion. So, it's
So how
not
far in
like,
advance do people book?
yeah, I mean, typically I mean, people book sometimes a year in advance, but you can book, closer to the date. We ask for full payment 60 days before,
Okay,
to give us time to set up the immersion. If
okay.
message us, you know, 45 days before or 25 days before and say, hey, I really want to book, we'll see what we can do. If we have space and we feel like we can, organize it well for you without any issues, we'll do it. So it's not rigid, we try to be flexible, we try to accommodate people, but obviously we have
Okay,
a
thank you.
complex thing to run, so we just want to make sure it goes over well.
Okay.
Um, Christopher Parker, I'll be there in 2 weeks. Is that a problem then? Well, I have to ask the team, Christopher. I don't know. I'm not the one that's going to go set that up, but you know, message info at somoloco.com. Nelson will get back to you, and I think we'll be able to make it work for you. But obviously, I don't want to speak for the team there. Okay. Any other questions that anyone has? Any burning questions about Somoloco, what it's like, why I'm here right now and doing this with you? Of course, you know why I'm doing this for you. I'm not a good comedian. I can't fill the space well. Katrinas, I think
I,
you're raising your
I could ask a question. So,
yes.
are there also any group classes,
There
or is it
are
all private?
Yeah, there's two group classes that typically are paired with the social after.
Uh-huh.
Um, if for the group immersion, we do one group class for the group just amongst us, and then we do another one in the world, like with the rest of the dance
Okay.
community in the city.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then the rest of it is one-on-one classes as like the core structure, which is 15 hours, Monday through Friday, so 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday.
Sure. Thanks.
Yep, for sure. All right. Any other questions, burning questions that people have? Otherwise, I'm gonna do some bad stand-up comedy, which I've bombed before, so I don't want to do it again. So don't make me that uncomfortable, please.
Is the water safe to drink?
That's a nice question.
Is the water safe? Are we talking about Medellin?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I lived there for 3 years and I drank the sink water, so
Okay.
I never had any issues.
Well, because it's
Actually,
different, right?
it's a valley in the mountains, so I mean, it's actually quite good. I would say it's better than New York City water, from my personal experience, but I'm not a epidemiologist, so feel free to ask AI about that one. But from personal practice and our customers, you can totally drink the water, but it's very easy to buy anything there. I mean, it's a massive modern mall near the accommodation in Medellin. You can literally get anything. There's a delivery service we put in the welcome pack. It's called Rappi. You can literally order anything to your place. So you could have everything at your fingertips, frankly, just like you would have in New York from that perspective.
One more question.
Yes, love
So,
it.
I know just a little. I know a little bit about Colombia. My best friend in New York is Colombian. So, and
Hmm.
he's from Cali. So,
Hmm.
if I asked him, I didn't realize actually you had a program in Cali. It's new on this call. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should go to Cali. Um, in terms of cultural life and vibrancy, I imagine Cali's maybe a little bit more interesting than Medellin. I really looked a lot into Medellin last year. A friend wanted me to go with him, and I was like, and then I decided, I don't know, but I think Cali's really vibrant. What's your impression of both?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously really biased. I
Right.
got hooked on Medellin and spent 3 years there, and it wasn't because I had to. I
Right.
absolutely loved it. Obviously the generic answer is they're both great, and it's kind of a personal preference. I
Mm,
think, Cali is very salsa caleña focused. So from a salsa perspective, you're going
mhm.
to find a lot more of that style. Of course, we still do everything, but also in the socials, like it's very salsa caleña. So speaking from that side of it, I think Medellin tends to be more like broad in the salsa community. Bachata we don't even offer bachata in Cali. Like bachata is we're just doing that in Medellin between the two Colombian cities. Um, I think the Cali has more of an Afro culture. So actually, like we're about to be there next week, and there's a annual festival called Petronio Alvarez, and that's happening while we're there. Um, and so it's celebrating Pacific culture, and it's going to be something that you wouldn't find in Medellin because it's definitely like a Cali thing. So if that type of culture was super interesting to you, then like that would be a good reason to go there. Whereas Medellin culture, has a more of like a country root, and kind of like I don't want to say cowboy, but they call them paisas. So it's people from the country, a lot of like farming and that type of thing. Um, it's so hard to generalize, and I think we can help guide you on that, Katrin, separately because it's like getting into like what your interests are. I would say for me, like Medellin is just like has the most wonderful people, and it's why I started Somoloco was that the people I met and the connection that we had was so lovely, and they're so fun loving and inclusive, and they're great dancers, and I felt like that was the biggest pull for me about Medellin, besides the fact that it's like so beautiful and you're in this like rainforest tropical environment in a city. It's kind of like Rio in that sense, but you're in the mountains versus on the ocean. That was all very appealing to me. So that's why I did Medellin, and I've continued to
Seriously
do Medellin.
reconsidering Medellin after cancel after refusing the trip last year. I would come for something like this, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for sure. No, it's I mean, it can be a very special place. I think in our experience, like we try to make it special. We try to give you that like really like high touch, intimate experience with people who are lovely, and like you get to embody being in the salsa world with our people. But Cali, Colombia, they call it the world capital of salsa for a reason. Of
mm,
course, they call it that. So it's this is not the only place with salsa, obviously. And again, it's very salsa Caleño focused. So it's really like, yeah, more of a personal preference there. And hopefully that helps there.
thanks.
Sure. Um, okay. Is there any other questions? KL, is that? Where did KL come in here? KL, how will the group class and socials work with the different salsa styles? Okay, great. That's a good question. So thank you, Nala. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
So the socials that we go to depends on the city, obviously, and depends on the group, but most socials are for all styles. And if somebody was really specific about a style, then you will go to the socials with your teachers to that social. So people have the option. You can either go to the group social with everybody, or you can go with your teachers to a different social. So we never restrict people to a choice. If you are like hyper focused on like, I really want to go do this Cuban salsa social, and the rest of the group is going to like more of a general salsa social that's you're going to dance, you're going to find all the styles, then we accommodate that. At the end of the day, the people that are accompanying you, like one way or the other, are going to be your two teachers who are going to be your taxi dancers who are going to go dancing with you. Um, um, and then if you want to do that outside of the group, like you can totally do that. The group classes, same, it's really the same thing, right? If the group class fits your style and you want to do that, I'm talking about the one outside of the one we do for our group. You can go to a group class with someone from our team that's going to accompany you and do that style. The group class we do is meant to be useful for anybody dancing any style. So it's meant to be a generalized class. So for example, when we do the musicality class, musicality is going to be useful for no matter what salsa style you're going to dance. And it's going to cover a lot of different root rhythms as well in the history. So there's going to be crossover relevance for all styles there. Um, okay. And then also of KL in New York on two, is New York on two there in the social scene at all? Um, I'm guessing we're talking about Medellin. Again, I'm just having to clarify that because we are in four cities, everyone. So I'm just going to assume it. because it's our flagship location. We have the most immersions there. Yeah, there's a ton of On2. Like the dance community in Medellin loves On2. There's a ton of it. Great, great dancers. Obviously, our instructors are great, and you can totally dance it at the socials. And remember, like when you're with our crew, like you're coming with the whole group of participants that are with us as well. We get a lot of New Yorkers dancing On2, by the way. And and you get our teachers, and it's two teachers per student. So we get a lot of our teachers, and these are pro dancers that are amazing and can dance all the styles. So we roll deep. We're talking about coming with 20, 30 people to these socials. So just amongst our crew, you're going to be able to dance everything. Um, cool. Yes, Marisol. Marisol said, I'm excited. First time in Medellin. Hell yeah. You should be. It's awesome. It's awesome. Um, there's a funny saying that people say, like the most dangerous thing about Medellin is staying, which I remember my teacher said to me when I first went over to, like 10 years ago. And I was like, whatever, dude. And then, of course, I stayed 3 years. So, and I still do this. So I guess is right. I guess is right. I don't resist anymore. But yeah, Medellin's lovely. But so is the other cities. I mean, Barcelona is a powerhouse dance capital. I mean, I would say top in Europe for Cuban salsa. It's the birthplace of Central Bachata. Dominican Bachata is also huge there. Mexico City is ginormous for Latin dance. I mean, 20 million people, you can imagine, but everyone there dances salsa. Everyone there can dance bachata now. Central Bachata is huge right now. Cuban salsa is big there right now. And obviously Cali is Cali. Cali, Colombia, you know, salsa vibes everywhere all the time. Salsa Caleni is obviously big there, but again, we do everything. You really can't go wrong with any of these cities. It's more just personal preference. You should expect the same format, the same quality, the same vibes with our team. And folks like Laura, who is on the call, if you find her in the grid of all the participants, that she is very representative of who we are and what we're about. Um, well, if there's no other last minute questions, we're over time here. I appreciate everyone for coming on. So, if you have any other follow-up questions, the info@somoloco.com is a really easy, straightforward way of getting in touch with our team and Nelson, who's our guest operations person, who's going to answer any questions you have that you didn't already ask tonight. Um, and with that, yeah, I really hope to see you guys in any one of our locations in the near future, and we can all go dance together. So, if there's nothing else. I will bid you all adieu and hope you all have a
Appreciate it, David.
Thanks,
Thanks,
lovely,
David.
David.
Thank
my
you.
pleasure, guys. My pleasure, guys. All right. Have
Okay.
a wonderful evening. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.